This is not the video I want to be making. Or even that I'm supposed to make. I actually do have at least one fan out there who's like, oh, I want to see a video about this thing. And that's super touching, that somebody would come to me as an authority on anything. I care about that. But also I have to acknowledge where I'm at. For one, if I could make things when I don't want to, I'd be able to work, right? Honestly, when I'm not feeling in the mood to do something, I just usually don't do it. The fact that I'm making a video even when I don't want to at all is actually kind of impressive given my track record of being like, no, fuck it, I don't feel like it, I'm not going to. So I'm making a video now because, well, I'm compelled to, you know? But as far as what I'm going to talk about, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the subject I was supposed to, just because I'm not feeling up to it. I'd have to write like a whole thing, and I'd have to do research, and I said I did that research. I told the fan in question, like, oh yeah, I've totally written the video. I didn't write the fucking video. I thought about what I was going to say in the video, which is kind of like pre-writing the video, but I didn't do the actual work of doing the PowerPoint system that I usually use to write these. Yeah, I make PowerPoints. Fuck. So this video is not going to be that. I think it's going to be more of a meeting of where I'm at right now, right? I need to acknowledge something about myself. I've fundamentally changed from who I was even a couple of years ago. One, I'm 30. A quarter to a third of my life is over. I'm a man. I guess I'm a young man to some people, and that my bowels work and I can still walk around and stuff. But the reality is that the time is wearing on. I just tried to get my Kindle Fire to hook up to my computer today and transfer the pictures, and had so many old man moments along that path, and it didn't get done because I simply don't understand the technology, and I don't trust Amazon enough to allow them access to my photos and my videos, and I don't use cloud storage, and I don't do any of the things that would make it easy. All of these little conveniences that are also little errors of privacy, I don't take them for granted. I don't allow people into my space unless I want them in my space. I don't trust this corporate conglomerate enough to handle my things, and so the only way to do it is physically and directly with a cord, and I tried that, and it wouldn't acknowledge that I even had pictures, and I did everything I was supposed to, and I tried to transfer them via my email, which is a service that I do trust, and I couldn't because the file sizes were too big, and this wouldn't be a problem if I was young. If I was a teenager, I would just have my shit organized via the cloud, and I'd have my cloud shit just sent to the thing, because I wouldn't care about this. I care about this because I remember a time when privacy, existed. I'm a cranky old man about a thing. I both simultaneously want the advantages of the new thing without being willing to adapt. Right? And that is some old man evidence right there. Right? You know, that's like my current mentality. Now, I'm still willing to adapt my mind in terms of feeling empathy for different kinds of people that have yet to exist or whatever. Like, politically, I don't think I'm an old man. I'm very adaptive and whatever, but when it comes to tech and changes in some things in the world, I'm stuck to the views that I think benefit me. Part of that is just maturity, knowing who you are as an individual. But if you know who you are as an individual, is it not set in stone? Or does knowing who you are mean that you have a greater capacity to change who you are? Because, like Jenga, you know which pieces can be removed and refitted, without the whole thing falling down. Like, hey, I can change this about myself, and my entire concept of self does not unglue. Maybe that's what it means to be an adult. Again, this video is not the video that I'm supposed to be making. I'm supposed to be making a video on magic, on how to find your true magical name. The TLDR on that is that the purpose of that exercise is basically knowing yourself on a deep level, knowing what you're about, and being able to channel that centeredness. It's a cheat code, sort of, to becoming centered and being able to channel your core self into what you're doing. I'll do a run through of that sometime, but not today. I had a friend die recently. My best friend, my brother of 15 years, died. And it kills me. It affects me in a tiny million and big ways. So much of my life was planned around the adventures that me and this man would share. So much of my life was planned around the fights and the fun and the everything that me and this guy would do. You know, we had our problems and our ups and downs in our friendship because we weren't just friends, we were brothers, and so me and him fought, and we loved, and we cried, and we everything, and now he's dead, and my life is not the same. I didn't get to choose to be the person that I am right now. Usually, every big decision in my life, everything that happens or doesn't happen, is for the most part up to me and time, right? I can usually say, like, okay, you made this decision, and this amount of time passed, and so this was the result of this decision. I didn't make this decision. In fact, I actively tried to not have this happen, and it happened anyway. And yeah, sure, life just happens to you sometimes, right? But usually the random happenstance things that have happened to me, while they have affected me, haven't changed me and my life trajectory as thoroughly as my best friend dying has. You know, life did something to me that has profoundly affected me. You know, it took something that I couldn't live without, and I'm living without it. And that's hard. That's tricky. You know. And I'm not recovered. I'm bitter. I am bitter that my friend, who I was going to have an epic sword fight at the end of my life with to end off things, my friend who was probably going to be the best man at my wedding if I ever had one, my friend who, you know, after I succeeded, I was going to help him succeed, and me and him would go around as rich billionaires sampling the best wines in the world. You know, the sky's the limit, you know. My friend who never gave up hope even in my darkest moments or his darkest moments and kept on pushing no matter what. My friend who over and over and over again dug into my darkness to find me underneath it all. My friend who helped me to give up on my sorrows and my revenge and to embrace the now. That friend is dead. His life cut fucking pitifully short. You know, by things that I won't even talk about because I would not do very well if I did. But it's unfair, to say the least. I won't speak too much about the man or his personality, just my love and my respect for him. You might be saying, you're talking an awful lot about you and this guy's death, and that's true, but that's not because I want to. It's because if I talk about him, it'll open up a whole fucking can of worms. I'm not feeling very magical. You know, I am and I'm not. Magic is art, right? Arta, craft, to make. Magic is taking something from your imagination and putting it into the world so that it may affect the imaginations of other people. Magic is that transfer between the idea and the reality. And when you're less effective as a person, you're less effective as a magician, too. Bitterness, sadness, time, all of these things have weared me down, and I might soon come to a whole new revelation that might quicken me, that might make me a stronger person than I ever was before, but I mourn for who I was before. I miss myself. And I miss him. And that's making magic hard right now. And making these videos is magic. This is me transferring ideas into the ether. And I don't want magic that I create to be corrupted. I don't want to make something that is unintentionally sour. I'm not saying that I can't channel these emotions to create great works, but not the ones I'm wanting to. Another aspect is I've had projects fail now that required other people, and it's caused me to be embittered and distrustful in ways that I can't even really explain. I'm paranoid now. I've had friends, basically, I'm like, okay, you're going to leave me, just leave me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pushing people away actively because I don't want to be vulnerable around somebody who might give me hope only to pull the rug out from under me. I'm not 100% or 50% or 25% or even 15% right now. I'm not doing well. I'm trying to, but I'm not. And I think that it's disingenuous of me to get on here and pretend like, oh, look at me using my magic to make myself feel better, when that's not something that I can actually do right now. Magic is great. It's helped me change my reality about many things. It's helped me deal with gender dysphoria. It's helped me deal with much of my depression in a lot of ways. It provides an escape when I needed to. It allows me to have a structure around my life. It's allowed me to discover my innermost self, harkening back to the whole magic name thing, where I know who I truly am at my core. Magic is a profound thing for me, but I can't pretend like it's a cure-all. It's a tool, just like every tool. It's a factor of reality, just like every factor of reality, and it has its ups and downs, and I can't pretend that I can just magic my problems away. And so making a video like that, where I say, here's the solution to a bunch of problems using magic, just feels like it sets a precedent that I don't believe in right now. You have to make what's real. I mean, if there's one thing that you take away from this, it's that I wasn't willing to make a video that I wasn't invested in. Instead, I chose to make something that is real to where I am right now. This has been Dr. Making Stuff / The Blue Wizard, signing out.